have talked so much on agriculture. That's because my entire family is into agriculture. We provide cassava, we provide corn, we provide plantain for people to eat, even for organizations to seek us. We have off takers, but it's not enough. We need the likes of you that know the value of your community to say, I want to start farming. I want to do it in a small way, small scale, and it blossoms. And in the renewable energy, a lot of people come and meet me. Ma, do you need touch lights that is solar panels? I've created it for myself. Can you help me move this market? You go to different companies that are into renewable energy now. There's the technology and innovation sector. There's the creative industry. I love fashion. I love to make my dresses. Have you made dresses? You have advertised, you have worn it, you have danced here and there for people to buy. I have a friend that makes Ankara ready to wear. Oh my God, she's always running out of stock. Because once she wears that clothes, everybody will buy. Because she'll wear it well and she'll model it well for people to buy. As it comes to the manufacturing industry, it is those manufacturing. Hmm? The small ones, you know where you can get a small machine, a small plant and machinery that you can use to create soap. Have you packaged that soap in a way that people abroad is, the perfume in this soap is fantastic. Oh, it clears all and blemish, all skin blemishes. Are you into the construction and real estate? It is not the real estate that you build that the next moment your foundation is sinking. You have to do it well. Because when you do it well, testimonies will go around and people will patronize you. So it's not just the fast moving businesses or fast moving consumer goods that we're thinking of. The construction business, somebody is trying to build, you're saying, I can supply you sand, I can supply you cement, and I'm going to Dangote, I'm going to Lafarge, and I'm going to there. Can you give me 600 bags? And you're making business out of that. Those are the sectors that you should be looking out for. What are the recommendations for all stakeholders? Listen and listen good. If you don't stay informed, you would not know. If you're not inquisitive onto what is happening, you will not know. You have to be inquisitive. You have to have friends in the ministry that will give you ideas on what is going on. You hear people say, "Oh, they are trying to bid for this thing on what's this?" A lot of bidding goes on. If you can buy, why not? You can buy that real estate, that house, and then you resell and make money for yourself. What is the networking that you need? Have you tried to collaborate with industry peers? Have you tried to reach out to NGOs? Some of you say, I only want the ones that will bring money. Please go to the next slide, Sam, where you talk about recommendation. You said, have you tried to, you want the money now, now, now. You don't know that you have to invest before the money comes. NGOs do a lot. Yes, they get their returns eventually. And also, I'm talking about the government platforms where you talk about the NEL funds. You're talking about the NISA. You're talking about all the avenues that government has put there. Somebody said, I watched a video when somebody said the president went to Qatar or he went to Dubai, and he just said, let him check what's the opportunity for this Dubai in Nigeria. And from there, he has been exporting. He has been exporting a lot of things and it's working for him. What have you done? You will just watch this news. You are not going to research on the opportunities that are in those visits that the president is making, or those visits that the ministers are making, or even the commissioners or the governors are making. Get formalized. You need to register your business first. From the 1st of August, CAC has increased their fees. Register your business now. Start small and grow later. Hmm? And you need to track your KPIs. It's not just in registering the business or even in being an employee. Am I registering my key performance indicators? Am I tracking it? Am I tracking and monitoring the impact that I'm making in the society? Am I checking how many followers I have, which is not inherited followers? They are not artificial followers, they are genuine followers because they chat back and they make your business grow. Are you checking all those things? And what is the policy condition of this business that I'm going into? So in my conclusion, please can you go to the concluding part so that everybody can see and we can read together. And it says, I thrive for adapting. There are recent policies that may be challenging to a lot of businesses, but you need to be proactive. to adapt to this macroeconomic shifts, into this, make it a competitive advantage for yourself. Businesses are there, businesses spring up every day, and it's not in the idea, it is in doing the do. Don't just nurture the idea, but incorporate the business today. Focus on those local opportunities, the local value that you can give, and it will spring up into an international business. Digital adoption, even when it comes to operational agility. Some of you have energy, but please use it for the benefit of Nigeria and even for your pocket. It will multiply, it will replenish, it will build up something and add to the national, to the GDP of Nigeria eventually. What are the key takeaways from today? Number one, embrace local sourcing so that you can reduce the import cost and support local industries. I cannot overemphasize this. Explore export opportunities so that you can capitalize on the weak naira. But now naira is growing. No, naira is growing. We're happy about that. Invest in digital transformation, even in your salon. Even in your salon, do you have ways where you can reduce pilfering? Do you have platforms or softwares that you can reduce stealing in your organization? Even as you're a barber, you have a barbering salon, or you have a place where you sell and buy. You need to prioritize. Somebody just said, Oluwasegun, thank you very much. Prioritize on Nigerian made products. Focus on this renewable energy solution so that you can mitigate this high fuel price. Every now and then they keep talking about the fuel price has increased. Some of us are not moved. We're not moved by that. If you like, you increase the fuel price. It doesn't affect me. I'm not moved. So that we can promote sustainability. And then what is the next stage? Conduct a comprehensive risk assessment so that you can identify those potential vulnerabilities. That you need to do a detailed scenario, and plan to prepare different economic conditions for your business. Engage with government agencies and invest in train. And this is the last one, which is what we're doing today. We are learning. Don't stop learning. Continue to learn. And I pray that God will give us that business idea that will become the Apple of today, that will become the Samsung of tomorrow, that will become the great Huawei that we have today. And I just want to say thank you once again for the opportunity to be here. And I'm open for questions. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ma. Mrs. Olufunmilayo Olaniyi, the Vice President Business Development Flutterwave. Thank you so much for such an insightful presentation. We are so grateful for the expository. We really appreciate your efforts on that great one. So we'll be opening the floor for question and answers. If there is any of the participants that has a place where they need a clarity in one way or the other, they can throw up their questions now. Thank you. Yes, we are entertaining questions now. Okay, there is a question in the chat box. Why are this information not amplified by the NOA?
You mean the National Orientation Agency?
Mr. Hakim Rashid. He said yes.
Why are they not amplified? So those are I mean, I haven't looked at the website, but um, if you read the tabloids of the news, or some of you don't even follow Punch newspaper, Guardian, Vanguard, you don't follow. So some of these things are hidden somewhere along the line. But if you are deliberate about what you want, I think it's best that you research. You can just type it. Thank God for ChatGPT. You'll just type it. What are the opportunities for somebody in the cooking business, or in the hospitality business, or in the everything will come out for you. So I believe because you know what you want, you have to go for it.
So is that clear, Mr. Hakim Rashid? We have another question here. How does policy changes affect the development of MSMEs?
Our policy changes.
How policy changes affect the development of MSMEs?
Okay, so for example, you see this tax law that has been signed. Initially, you would have a threshold for people earning their turnover is being taxed at 20%. But at a point, before the Finance Act, it was 30%. So imagine if you don't know about this new policy and you want to file your taxes, you just put 30% there. These are the things that affect the operational costs of your business. It will affect the regulatory compliance. And if you don't comply with the law, there will be penalty and there will be interest. So that's an additional cost for you. And overall, it will affect the potential growth of your business. So if you as an SME don't belong to an organization, because there are lots of should I say circles that this industry, I've been to one organized by Smidan, and I see a lot of people in the tiger nut business, the dry nuts, or other things. So you need to know the people in your ecosystem so that whatever they know about that business, you would want to know too, so that you would help yourself in your business. And sometimes these policies, they are there to boost profitability. And some policies are there to also increase the taxes. You as an individual, you know what you are aiming for. As much as it's trying to raise compliance for some things, it's also trying to boost profitability for your business and for government. So I believe that you, being the person that know what you want that improvement in your business. And SMEs have a lot of incentives that they get from government. So you need to check so that you can gain insight into all these opportunities that are there for them.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma. We have
Okay.
another question here that says, how can we convert our salary to FX?
Okay. I might want to answer that question. The truth is, you have the parallel market there for you. You can also open your domiciliary account to save it. Or some people, I don't know, it depends. There are lots of initiatives. I don't know any structured organization because most of them just open up and I can't speak to the risk of investing in them. But there are lots of opportunities with the microfinance or even the merchant banks or even the commercial banks where you can save your money and they will give you interest, including foreign currency. You will get interest as low as you can get. You can get 10% or more. Do you understand? So you have to take that your naira and convert it. Or you don't even have to do that conversion. You can even just invest it in something that can multiply for you. But don't be greedy when you do these things. Just you look at the interest rates, which is the MPR of the period, so that whatever interest rate they are giving you will not think that you want to break the bank. It will be in compliance with what the rate is at the time that you're getting it. But I know that there are also some international trade business, the likes of Microsoft, they sell shares or they issue shares a lot of times. Even the Netflix, even the Amazon, you can invest in those ones. They can stand the test of time. And you know that these companies they don't want to have any litigation, so they will do the right thing with your funds. So those are the ones that I will give you, and even Nigerian companies that are really standing firm, and you can invest in them. I know a lot of organizations, insurance companies that you can invest in, and they will give you that great rate that you need. At the end of the year, you'll smile and you'll thank me later for it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ma, for this insightful webinar. So I have a question. I don't know if you can
Okay, sir.
briefly explain to us how we can access this free funding from the government parastatals like BOA, BOI. So I don't know if you can just briefly give us, an insight on it, on how
Okay.
we can get this funding. Thank you.
So, yes, I would say that Number one, you have to identify the industry or the sector that you operate. Then the second thing is you need to check if there are incentives for those sectors. People don't know that when you go to Bank of Industry and you just talk to anybody, including the customer service person, and say, it's even readily available on their internet. You see the specialized funding database or even the public, the grants that you can get based on the turnover that you have. And you know that they will not just grant it, they will have to do their feasibility study, they will do the risk assessment so that they will know that you are someone that is credible, your business can stand even when there's no inflow. You have to get all those information because the different MGAs, the different ministry departments and agencies, they have different incentives or different grants or different things that they do. For example, it was when I went to Nexi that I realized that as small as if you can make a pen and that pen is available for export, you will get a grant, you will get a loan. But if you don't go there, you would not know. The same applies to Bank of Industry. If you have, if you have identified a business that you can do, they would fund you. They can fund you if they've been able to check the kind of business that you do, the customers that you have, how long you have been operating, and how your turnover has been over the last 3 years. Because that trend analysis has to be available, and they will check the eligibility of your business for this funding. So it's not I will not mention that for this business or that business right now, but I know that for different businesses that are mentioned here in terms of the sectors that are readily available for this eligibility, you can put out the strong application. Applications are even online. Most of these applications are online and they will reach out to you. You can as well send an email. Some will say, um, um, you can send an email on a no-name basis. What's it called? When you don't know anybody, you can just identify their email address and send an email on the business that you do and the people you have been able to fend for, the opportunities that have been there, the turnover that you have earned in the last period. Those things will definitely be available. Even scholarships, even grants, even when it comes to crafts that you can create for yourself. I believe that it is readily available on the internet if you search for it.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma. That was a great one. How I
Thank
wish
you, sir.
this wouldn't end anytime soon, but time is not on our side. We'll be entertaining the last two questions.
Okay,
Thank
thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Life, for your wonderful presentation. So my question is, um, running a business in Nigeria now, there are a lot of uncertainties to it, particularly if you are an employee and you are using your savings to fund the business. Now, is it not better to just put in your savings in, say, a mutual fund or a commercial paper for it to just be generating profits there, rather than you faced with the harsh business environment of using your money to run a business and unsure if it's going to generate profit in the short to medium term?
Thank you very much, sir. And there are different people in this world. There are risk takers, there are risk avoiders. So I always talk about portfolio management. The fact that I mentioned that you should open a business doesn't mean it's everybody that can run a business. So people who don't have appetite for people owing them at all. They can't even stand it. The same way I've mentioned here that you can decide if you just want to lay low, just go and invest that money in something like the papers that you have mentioned, and lots of then shares being sold by banks and the rest of them now financial institutions. You can decide to enter a new market that you know that this thing, if I put 100 naira, even if I have forecasted 50 naira as my return on that investment, and that means I'm going to have 150 eventually, that business will give me 20 at the least. It means I am not shortchanged. And I have checked my cost. My cost is taken out. So it is not everybody that can be an entrepreneur. It's not everybody that can be an employer. Some of us don't have that risk. The fact that I have a salon running for me does not mean that I can tell you to go and run a salon. Because you may not just have the flair for it. You may not even understand what it means. So the empowerment is in different levels. I may just want to weigh my risk and say, you know what, let me go and buy this what's it called? Treasury bills. Let me go and buy this bond, this government bond, even if it's Chinese bond. Some of us can afford it. So it is not in all cases that you have to be the employer. In some cases, just go and weigh your risk and go and invest in those fund management that can help your business. That's the way I see it, and it is about portfolio management. I have I'm not putting all my investments in agriculture. I have another one in real estate. I have another one in manufacturing. So just spread your risk, is my advice. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, Ma. We'll be taking the very last question, which is how can employees benefit from these policies given that salaries are not increased to match the inflation?
Hmm. Okay, this is the situation we have found ourselves, right? Some salaries are not increased, but some people are enjoying. They are traveling, they are going for summer, they can afford to do everything. You know why? Because they are not relying on that salary. It's not sustaining them. Some of us, our salaries are in our fixed deposit account every month in, month out, because you have other things that are working for you by the side. And so when that salary sneezes here, it does not come this month. You are not moved. Your skin is not changing because you have other ways. So, my brother or my sister that has asked this question, I will tell you that it is not at all times you should wait for salary to come. Salary is one source of income, but it should not be an 100% or your 100% income. You would give your 100% to your employer because that's where you feed. And there was something that I heard just this week when an employer was telling somebody, he said, thank you for doing so well in my office. Thank you for being a fantastic staff. When you have your own place, you will do better. I believe that when you become an employer, you do better. The employee now said, no, somebody that was present now said, if you don't do well in somebody else's employment, you will not even have your own business in the first place. Because it is the agility and the energy that you're put into somebody's business that will make you think about your own business in the first place. So, what I always advise is put that level of agility, that level of resilience in somebody's business so that when you have crumbs, you will invest it in your own business. And you are not even just looking at your business as as the only thing that you focus on. You have employees that will manage your business for you because it will be autopilot. It'll auto run. It will run by itself because you would have put the structures there for it to survive. So my advice is don't be fully dependent on salary. I don't know if I answered your question, but I can see more than don't be dependent on one source of income. Have at least four sources of income. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Ma.
And
That was
maybe I should say this, maybe I should say this. You know, money is never enough. Money is money is insatiable. Our needs are insatiable. So if you think that 100 naira is what they pay you today and it's not sufficient, it's because you are having more expenses than you should have. So please reduce your spending trips. I will say that again before I forget. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Ma. That was a great one. We shall be calling it a day.